You have seen him on The Americans, winning an Emmy and a Critics' Choice Award for his performance as a Russian spy. And now you'll see him in a new sinister new role on Netflix. Our Ashan Singh talked to actor Matthew Rhys about his latest project.
From playing a KGB agent in The Americans to taking on the classic role of Perry Mason, Matthew Rhys has played a range of characters. But in his latest project, he's now become the mystery.
Why are you here?
In the new Netflix series The Beast in Me, Matthew Rhys plays Now Jarvis, a real estate titan suspected of murdering his missing wife. But when he moves back to his cozy hometown, he draws the suspicion of a grieving acclaimed author, played by Claire Danes, who unleashes a game of cat and mouse. Let's take a look.
Yeah, well, I think it's a story that could offer hope.
No one wants hope, you know that. People want gossip and carnage. You want another bestseller, you should write about me. Okay. Why is that funny? I'm interesting. And I got stories, believe me. People think they know, they don't.
Joining me now is Emmy Award-winning actor Matthew Rhys. Matthew, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for the invite. Nice to be here.
Congratulations on the show, by the way.
Thank you.
A far departure from the roles that we've seen you play in the past, right?
Yeah.
This is a menacing character. What actually drew you to the role of Now Jarvis?
Exactly that. You know, it's very rare that I get to play these kind of slightly more, well, the darker, you know, more menacing characters. So I leapt at the opportunity when it came my way, because it's not something I usually or usually gets thrown my way.
Mm-hmm. Without giving too much away, you see the character of Now Jarvis emerge pretty quickly in the show between his ego, his influence, sort of that menacing, chilling nature. This is no Philip Jennings. This is no Perry Mason. What'd you have to tap into to play Now?
Oh, this is very close to home for me. There's very little I had to do. This is my comfort zone.
That rage?
Menace, rage, and sinister. Yeah, that's my wheelhouse and where I like to live. In fairness, the writing was so incredibly strong in this that, you know, the challenge I set myself was not to get in the way of it, and certainly not to put any unneeded mustard on top of it, as they say. The premise was set up in such a way whereby, way before you meet Niall, so many people have discussed him, saying how disturbing or menacing or sinister he is. There's nothing you have to do when you turn up, because all the hard work's been done for you.
Thanks for lunch, Mr. Jarvis.
Niall, please, come on, we're friends now, right? How lucky we got with the weather.
Claire's character, Aggie, is forever leaning in, going, what is really going on with this guy? So the canvas tends to be quite neutral, so that it is unreadable. To me, that was the way he was set up, and we only really start seeing his true colors towards the end. The challenge was not to do too much or to give too much away too early.
Considering how high my editor is on this project, she might tell me to write it anyway. The unauthorized version. Talk to everyone but you.
You're pretty ballsy for someone negotiating 100 stories up in the air.
Working with Claire Danes, you guys are going toe-to-toe in this show, and it's got a little bit of nuance to your relationship. One minute you guys are enemies, the next minute you are the subject of her book. How did you guys navigate the nuance in this relationship and building this chemistry on screen? It's uncomfortable, but you're kind of going from either opposite end of the spectrum.
That was the beauty of their relationship, which is at the kind of the center of it all. Like you said, this cat and mouse between the two of them. They're constantly leaning in and being kind of repulsed by each other.
Two people with radically opposed worldviews, deeply polarized convictions, who still manage to have real affection for...
It's a snooze.
The scene was actually 10 pages long. It's almost a 10-minute scene. And we shot that. It was my second day of filming, which at first I thought was hideous, that they would schedule it that way, that I would have to come in and kind of hit this enormous scene almost cold. But what it actually did was set up beautifully and give the relationship an enormous foundation going forward as to how they react towards each other. Because within those 10 pages, they kind of go through everything. They insult each other, they make each other laugh, they discover in each other this very strange relationship that they wouldn't have thought would have kind of blossomed or bloomed 10 minutes prior to that meeting. So that informed the rest of series incredibly well.
Matthew, before I let you go, you're heading back to London this weekend. First time on stage in 20 years.
Yeah.
And you're going to be playing the iconic Richard Burton, the Welsh actor who earlier this week, it would have been his 100th birthday.
It was, yes, he would have turned 100. And so there are an inordinate amount of celebrations throughout Wales celebrating his continued legacy. And I'm doing a one-man show about him that's kind of part of the celebrations for the Welsh National Theatre.
Yeah, what's it like getting back to the stage? How are you feeling?
Terrified. First performance is at the Old Vic Theatre in London on Sunday, which was a theatre incredibly associated with Burton. He did his famous Hamlet there. So the thought of going back onto those boards after being away for so long is terrifying.
I'm sure it's going to be like riding a bike for you.
We'll see.
Matthew Rhys, thank you so much for joining us. All 8 episodes of Netflix's limited series, The Beast in Me, is out now on Netflix.